Hello everyone and welcome to a traditional draft of Strixhaven. This is also my set completion series number, part number, is it 50? I think it's 50, but anyway, whatever it is, that means that there will be a set completion status update of Strixhaven at the end of the video and also in the description below if you just want to quickly glance my progress of Strixhaven and the Mystical Archive completion. Right here, the first pick is going to be the, well, Uvilda, not exactly Uvilda, but the Nassari. Nassari is a great bomb rare. Lets you cast spells for free as long as you exile non-lands from the opponent's library, and of course this also grows whenever I cast a spell from exile, which also applies to any other possibility to cast spell from exile, but mostly it's of course affecting the its own ability. Nothing really else here, compares in this pack, so let's take this. Also, the Uvilda is not unplayable in decks that have access to blue, but not red mana. But the reason to pick this card is definitely Nassari. So I would be looking to try to get to draft either Prismari or Lorehold, because they are the red colleges. Now, how about here then? There's a Pigment Storm which would work for both of my colors, and there's the Elemental Masterpiece for Prismari. There's nothing in this pack that's good enough to kind of deviate from the first pick now. It's going to be the red card or the blue-red card, and I think it's just safer to take the Storm. Now, it's not that great of a card, and especially this early in the draft, because I might easily find another one of these, and then running multiples of these is a pretty clumsy thing to do, because it's a 5 mana sorcery speed removal. But then again, this does allow me to also draft white-red, not only blue-red. So I think I'll take this. And here, do I see any signals? Well, there's an environmental sciences, which is never a bad pick. You always want to have this in your sideboard. There's like a Storm Kiln Artist, not that great in the Lorehold archetype. And depends on how many expensive cards you have in the Prismari. Enthusiastic Study, I think if I would pick a red card here, it would be the Enthusiastic Study over the Storm Kiln Artist. There are some nice golden cards, Blood Researcher and Shadewing Laureate, I like them both. And well, that's pretty much it. Also Field Trip is nice one, but I think it's just gonna have to be the Environmental Sciences. I want to always have this in my sideboard, and you can no longer expect to get these things late. You have to pick it early if you want to have it. Now this pack has a Teferi's Protection, which is not a good card in Limited. It is playable, but it's not a good one, and I usually won't be putting it into my white decks. But I have only 2 of these in my collection. I haven't actually found a mythic rare from the Mystical Archive in quite some time. So I think I'm gonna just mythic pick this now, and the Mystical Archive mythics are currently my biggest bottleneck in set completion, so this will actually actively, move me towards the 100% set completion. And the pack has like a Professor of Zoomancy, Lash of Malice, Eager First Year, Owling Shield Mage, some okay cards, but nothing that I'm too worried about, passing when I get to, pick a mythic rare for my collection. Now, it's time to try to figure out if some archetype is more open than some other, because I don't see a lot of Prismari here. I see some white cards. I could still try to draft maybe Lorehold. The green cards, this is yet another Professor of Zoomancy, which is good, but no reason to move green because of that. Also the Needle Thorndrake is quite nice Quandrix card, but I think one of the white cards is going to be the pick here. I'm not exactly sure. I like the 2-drop more than the 3-drop and more than the Star Pupil, because I think this requires some synergies to actually be worth including in the deck. Dueling Coach is okay. I guess I can take the Dueling Coach because I haven't played with it that much, so I want to test it a little bit maybe. Okay, here it's going to be Enthusiastic Study, I think. Yeah, I have one lesson already. And I think I maybe try to get to draft a Lorehold here. And well, there are some good options. Pilgrim of the Ages wouldn't be bad either, but I just like this quite a bit. This learn combat trick. Okay, the Ardent Dust Speaker is here again. I think I saw it in some earlier pack, this one too, maybe in the first pack. But this is pick 7, so it's not the same one. There's a Lorehold Pledge Mage, but the Dust Speaker is quite good. It would be my second 5-mana card though, but I think I have to take it. By the way, there is a Mage Hunter's Onslaught. What does that mean? Also Leech Fanatic, and also Spectre, which is okay, but I like these black cards quite a bit. I guess it's possible to move black here, but I think the Dust Speaker is also just a very good card, so I will just take that now. Elemental Masterpiece, so actually I could have gone Prismari too. I could still go, I mean, all of these cards except for the Dueling Coach work in Prismari. So it's actually now a decision point. Either take the Masterpiece or the Guiding Voice. I'm not sure if this is a big signal, maybe not all kind of value it that much, but I do like the card quite a bit. By the way, this is also a 5-mana card. That's Nassari, because I have a lot of 5s here already. The Guiding Voice is just so good though. Maybe I try to go Lorehold. Yeah, I'll go Lorehold. Or at least try. And I have a nice 2-drop for it, although these black cards is still here. I don't know why that is. Also a Prismari land and a Prismari playable card, although I'm not gonna pick any more 5-drops here. I'll take the Apprentice and see if the Lorehold can happen here. Pennant. I don't have any tokens here. Shaman works nicely with the Study and somewhat okay with the Dueling Coach. Thrilling Discovery I'm not a big fan of. I guess I could take the Introduction to Prophecy rather than the other options now. It's a fine option to have in your sideboard. Now I like the Stonerise Spirit somewhat, but I'd really like to have, the mana fixing also available. So maybe I'm gonna take the Campus now. Okay, the Rescuer is another 5-drop. That is the problem when you pick early 5-drops. You can't really pick more of them too many. Never gonna play that. I'll take these, but it's one of the learn cards that actually I am not interested in playing in my decks. I can take the Pupil. I have the Guiding Voice for it at least. Okay, well that's a completely own color, assuming I get to draft a Lorehold, a Mythic Rare. It will be 4th in my collection, so that means that I don't after this pick I don't have to rare draft this card because it will only be 40 gems from now on. But definitely I'm taking it just because it's the best card for my deck too. All other good cards in the pack are Mortality Spear, of course, Expanded Anatomy. The Mage Hunter's Onslaught is fine, and the Trudge is very nice when you have the life gain synergies, but well, this is very easy. And Mila. The Mila is actually a pretty annoying card for the opponent, and Luca, not usually that great. I assume this is going to be Mila majority of the time, but sometimes, Luca can be the, or Luca, how do you say it, can be the, correct mode to play, but the Mila is alone very good card. Okay, so nothing for my deck, because I don't think I'm going to take any 5-drops. The Nassari is a 5-drop too. 3 5-drops is quite a lot, so no thanks to them. I guess I can take, well, it is a 5-drop, but it's a lesson at least, so Introduction to Annihilation, and now I want to find some more learn cards. I have the Guiding Voice and the Study here. It's 2, I want to have more of them. Anyway, I think it's gonna be this. I am not gonna move to any other color. Divine Gambit is okay, but it's a bit risky always. Sometimes you just can't cast it, it's way too risky. So I'll take the Introduction here. It's, it does its thing. Shock. Well, that's an easy shock. That pack doesn't have a lot of other cards. I haven't really seen this thing do something. I guess there are scenarios where this can grow, and it actually doesn't need to grow more than once, and it's acceptable. If it grows twice, it's actually quite nice value for 1 mana. But shock is just, doesn't go wrong. 1 mana damage, instant speed to any target. Right, so return past color. I have 3 5-mana cards. I would still play the past color in the deck, but this is also quite nice. 3 mana 3/3 with quite nice ability. Also works very well with the Enthusiastic Study to increase its power to maybe return something, or more expensive here. And this really returns to battlefield, not to your hand, so you can get nice amount of tempo with this thing too. It's a fantastic rare. Another Divine Gambit. Well, there's a Silver Quill Pledge Mage, which I actually like quite a bit, but look at my 3-drops. Okay, the Uvilda is actually lying a bit, it's not gonna be a 3-drop in this deck, so I have only 2 creatures for 3 mana, actually. And then there's the Trick here, so I think I like the Pledge Mage here more than like a Fuming Effigy. That's just a random, pretty random card. And again, Divine Gambit, not my first choice here. And, okay. Campus Guide. I'm not splashing for anything, but it could still be played because it is a 2-drop and I have 1 2-mana card here. And sometimes, you know, you want to find the land anyway, even if you are not splashing for anything. So I will take this for curve reasons, not really for any other reason. I need 2-drops, and that, you know, is serviceable 2-drop. Okay, Frost Trickster's go like there's an elemental summoning, and while the Stone Rise Spirit would be okay too, I'm going to take the Orator here. I don't think it's actually going to copy that many abilities, but okay, it's not gonna get flying that easily, but I still need 2-drops, and this is one of the premium 2-drops in the set. I would like to have the Elemental Summoning too, but let's take the Orator. Okay, another Pledge Mage. Quite late Lash of Malice. There's an Expel too. This deck actually is one that could perhaps use the Expel. It's not gonna be a particularly aggressive one. I have already one of these, and it is a tough mana cost double white for this deck, so I think I'm gonna take Expel. I don't usually play it in the white decks, but this seems like a deck that can really use it. Now, definitely not gonna take another one of those. The Study, however, I would play. I have here some lessons, but I actually don't have a creature producing lesson, so I'm gonna again try this Lorehold Excavation. This deck is like maybe a bit controlish, so this could be even a little bit better in this deck than in some aggressive decks where you don't have time for time to, you know, play that. Again, Divine Gambit, not gonna do it, but I can play Ageless Guardian in this deck. I'm gonna be a more of a controlish deck, so I can play it. And there's the Familiar, which I have some. Do I have some? Not a whole lot of. I'm gonna still take it because I don't think that Twin Scroll Shaman is what I need, but I assume I'm not gonna play that. This is a fine 3-drop to play. Better than the Double Striker here. Okay, not gonna play these, so Clockwork Archivist for the sideboard. This is a best of 3 event. Okay, so I'm at 19 non-lands. Curve actually, well, could maybe use some other 4-drops at least. Well, now there would be a summoning that gives me the creature, and I'm gonna take it now. There's also the Enthusiastic Study, but this came back in the previous one. It was quite late here, so maybe I can find it still, because this also is a quite nice pack. It has good cards. So I'll take this summoning anyway to have at least a 1 creature to get with my learn cards. Oh, Lightning Helix. That is a Lorehold card. Well, it's a Boros card, I think, originally, but anyway, white-red. Pretty fantastic pickup here. I think I would have taken the Stone Rise Spirit otherwise, but now the easiest Lightning Helix. 13 creatures. I really want to actually have some 4-drops now. I had the option at some point to pick the Fuming Effigy, which is the red 4-mana 4/3, and after that, nothing. So I would take a Fuming Effigy for this deck now, and this is a tough choice. Well, there are 2 options here. Selfless Cliff Weaver. No, sorry, this is not a tough choice. I thought this was the other one. There's another MDFC which has the Deans involved, and the white Dean is great. It's a 1/1 Vigilance Flyer, and by tapping it gives a +1/+1 counter to each creature that enters the battlefield under your control that turn. But now this is the not so great one, so Rip Apart is a very easy pick. So Lightning Helix, Rip Apart, I'm picking some very quality cards here right now. Is it time to take a Stone Rise Spirit? I mean, what else it is? A Sudden Breakthrough? I don't need a treasure token for anything. Let's take the Spirit and see if I end up playing it or not. I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm pretty sure the Stonebinder's Familiar won't be played, but I don't have to make that decision right now. Here, Expanded Anatomy. That is the one I want. I have a Star Pupil that I might not even play. One Expel is enough. I guess one could be fine in the sideboard, but maybe I can get this one back or something. But anyway, Expanded Anatomy, fantastic lesson. Always you want to have it. So lessons are the sciences, anatomy, the prophecy, and the annihilation. So the good colors ones. And then one that creates a token. And there's another that creates a token. There's also an Illustrator's Historian and another Guiding Voice. Wow. I like the Historian quite a bit, but how many learn cards I have? Maybe I don't have enough of them to make the Spirit Summoning. Yeah, I guess I don't take the Spirit now because I don't have a ton of learn. I could take a learn card here, but maybe I'll just take the 2-drop. Okay, I'll take the 2-drop. And well, Beaming Defiance, if nothing else, it's a sideboard card. I don't think I'm gonna main deck it. Lorehold Apprentice. I think it's just worse than the Illustrator's Historian. Gift is... Nah, I don't care about this. You know, it's a sideboard card that you can bring in when you are on the draw, but that's pretty much it. Historian is better than the Apprentice. I might have some number of spirits, I do, but I still like the Historian more. You know, it just keeps coming back. Okay, I get the Study now over a Star Pupil easily. And Relic Slot. Okay, let's put it to the deck, but I have enough 5-drops. I think it's gonna be cut, and it could be like a sideboard card if I feel it somehow good. I have 2 of these already, so let's have another Relic Slot. Okay, I'm at 26 non-lands already, so I'm going to pretty much cut the Stonebinder's Familiar. Maybe not the Ageless Guardian, I'm still... Okay, the Campus Guide actually is no longer needed. I kind of forgot I picked that. I have enough 2-drops, so Campus Guide goes away. Definitely. And probably the Stonebinder's Familiar. A Star Pupil with Guiding Voice and a few learn cards and the Expanded Anatomy here is not so bad, but it's still maybe not what I'm looking for here. I'm at 24 non-lands. I want to try the Excavation again. I have tried it earlier too, but I came to the conclusion it's better in a non-aggressive deck, and this deck doesn't seem that aggressive. Oh, I still have the Relic Slot, but I guess I don't have any 6-drops here. I could play it with 1 slot. I have another one in the sideboard. Not going to play 2, but I guess I could play 1. And here it's just done nothing. Well, there's a Thrilling Discovery, which I'm not gonna use. I guess the Star Pupil is a fine sideboard card, because I think I'm gonna cut the first one too. I'd rather play like an Ageless Guardian here. The last pick by a mathematician. 20 gems came from somewhere. Okay. The Defiance seems like a sideboard card. Yeah, I think I'm gonna cut even the first Star Pupil, so none of these go to the deck. And well, there's the Teferi's Protection, which, you know, like I said, is playable, but not a very good one. It's too expensive for what it does. It has multiple applications, but most often it's going to be like a fog, which is, you know, very, I mean, that was actually not most often, but it's one of the applications. You can fog it. You can fog your opponent in a tight racing situation. But most often it's going to save one of your creature from dying. Well, for example, it's a 3-mana counter spell to removal. So, That's the most common use, but of course sometimes you can get some wild things happening. Opponent has a rat effect and you get to save everything, but yeah, it's a sideboard card at best here. And the main deck here, let's forget about the islands because it's Nassari, not Uvilda. Okay, so I actually didn't get any four mana cards after all that. I mean, after passing the one Fuming Effigy, I never saw any 4 mana card, I think. Well, at least any reasonable pick over a card that was... I mean, if there was a 4 mana card, there was definitely a better card in that pack for me. Alright, so 15 plus 9, I will cut one card, and I think I'm gonna play one slot, given that I have only 5 cards that require more than 3 mana. Well, Luca can require more than 3, but... or the Mila / Luca card, but you get the point. How many triggers for the pledge mates? I think it's enough. I like the flying and or lifelink quite a bit here. How many 2-drops this is? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that's actually now quite a few of them. And I just noticed that I have the dueling coach, which makes the guiding the star pupils actually more interesting. So maybe I should put it there and re-evaluate. With all these 2-drops, I think this HS Guardian is actually not that needed after all. "15 creatures. Expel. Now I have some late game stuff here that can make Expel useful. But I could see just putting it into the sideboard and bringing it in against opponents that are gonna, attack you. I have here removal, shock. Well, this removal of course is stuff that doesn't get rid of big things. Can I fly over big things? I can trample them to death. I have a pigment storm that can kill some bigger things. But yeah, with the coach I think the star pupils are more interesting, a lot more interesting. That's only one card, but I still have the guiding voices for them too, and then all my learn cards can get me the expanded anatomy. But I could still, see cutting one of the pupils and not cutting the expel. Okay, let's make a compromise. Cut one of the pupils, let's play the other one. And that is the deck. So how many? 15 and 14, very even mana ratio here. I have a double caster white. Yeah, but I have one campus, so I'm thinking that I will still have maybe even mana base here. Maybe not. I have the environmental sciences though. And I might want to have a turn 1 pupil. Okay, I think I'm actually going to do it so that I'm going to add more planes. So 9 and 7. That will give me 10 and 8 mana base still, plus the environmental sciences, which can help find something I'm missing currently. So let's say the lesson toolbox is very nice. Creature counters card draw, land mana fixing, and the exile thing. And then I have about 3 learn cards. 3. Okay. Let's play. Okay, 1-drop, early removal, and then at least, even though I have a 5-drop in my hand, I most likely will be able to cast it on turn 5. If I want to. And Mila will be my 3-drop here. Makes them, you know, I get to draw cards when they target my stuff. Oh, they have that kind of thing. Well, not much I can do about it. I might use Rip Apart for it, but it feels unlikely. But that's definitely a defensive card. So let's see. Okay. Not sure if I want to kill the spirit here. Probably not. Let's see what they do when I play the relic slot. They just stand off. No one can attack unless they have tricks available. Okay, that is something good. Oh, they just want to attack and lose it. I can double block with the Mila and Stone Dry Spirit. Okay, that attack makes no sense either. Yep, so this thing... Not a big fan of them playing that because it's gonna be quite good. I can't kill... I wish I had my Expel now. I have it in the deck, but I kinda need it. If I burn it, someone gets counters and I can't do anything. So I have to just play this and hope maybe that I find Expel. Because this becoming like a 3-6. It's gonna be quite nasty. I actually need one of my late game stuff now. I can have my Lorehold Excavation. Wait a minute, how many cards they are playing? 35. Again, an opponent that plays a ton of cards. 35 plus the hand is 38 plus whatever is on the battlefield. 5 plus 9. It's 47 card deck. Alright, anyway, I could double block it, lose both of them. I'm not gonna lose my Mila there. I'll just take the 4 damage. Not really much to do. But opponent plays 47 cards, I think. Well, it didn't stop them curving out. Alright, study is great here. So, let's attack with this and see what they do. But that's not enough. That is not enough to kill it. So let's go to damage then, I guess. Okay, so that thing resolves. Okay, that becomes a 2-2. And now I can have the study, which is exactly enough here. So that is pretty fantastic. And I can get Elemental here, I think. Now I could take the introduction to Annihilation and get rid of the squad. It's not the worst idea. Or probably I will get rid of this. I will block but I don't want to double block it. So let's see. Elemental is... But yeah, this thing can just block. I think I might have to take the introduction after all. It just feels like it's the thing I should do. Although I can make the relic slot fly here. But yeah, I have like a Nassari and the Lorehold Excavation, those kind of, if this is becoming a stall or anything like that, it's gonna be, you know, pretty great to have those expensive stuff. Now, I have to rip apart for this thing, it cost me 3 life, but that is okay. If I attack with this, they're gonna double block with their Guardian and the squad, that's bad. So I'm going to just pay 3 life to kill this thing. And I guess play the Mentor then. And I will be exiling this squad, it's the thing that's holding back. This is really a nasty card against the ground-based aggression. They get back. Campus Guide. Okay. So now they can... Okay, now they can only... When I exile this thing, they get to draw a card, but I mean, what can I do? I have spirits here also, but I can make... I can no, I don't have 7 mana, so I can't do both. Whatever. So if I exile this, they can double block with the Stonerise Spirit and the Rescuer, which is fine for me. So I think I'll do that, because this is just preventing any kind of action. Could attack with the Spirit here too. They can block with the Ageless Guardian, but it's pretty free. Look at that. They just conceded. Why would they concede when I'm thinking about the attacks in that? They had 15 life. They could have triple block here, kill the slot. They lose the flyers, but I guess they didn't have a lot going on there. I was generally thinking about if I should attack with both these things, because they didn't seem to have any interaction. They had only they still had 2 cards I didn't know about. So maybe there was removal they never wanted to use. But okay, whatever. They conceded for unknown reason. Is the Relic slot going to be good? Is the Beaming Defiance going to be good? Is something here bad? So definitely playing the Expel, because it gets at least rid of the Spiteful Squad. I guess the Pupil is pretty unexciting against the stuff I saw. So Beaming Defiance is a better one here, I think, and this should be pretty much it. I don't feel like playing the first day of class, so done. Okay, 1 land and the hand is okay. If it's a plains, it's even better, but I will risk it now. I'm on the draw. Okay, Lumimancer on turn 1 is a scary one. There's the exiling thing, which also is something I can cast with any land being drawn. Okay, that was the perfect land. They had no turn 2 action. So what's happening now? Yeah, they are playing. This is 5 in hand, plus 4, 9 plus. It's a 47 card deck. Now I could start with the Mila here. This has Vigilance though. This is good too. But I think Mila is great, because that means that if they have removal, they have to give me a card. They have good curve out. It doesn't matter that they have more than 40 cards there. But my study here, or the Beaming Defiance can be good, but I'm gonna play the study here if they are going to block here. Because I can't double spell even if I play the Beaming Defiance, so let's play the more expensive one here. And Elemental seems quite okay. I'm taking the Elemental here, yeah. They get a counter here, but I can use the Expel. Yeah, I kind of assumed they would give the counter to the Lorehold, but okay then. Interesting. So another study. Now that will give me the environmental sciences, of course, but they could have a 1 mana spell. I don't know. It could be from the Mystical Archive. It could be a Divine Strike, God's Willing, stuff like that. But I'm gonna go for it. Okay, that can be expelled. Pretty nice. Okay, expanded anatomy. Now this starts to be a bit risky, but I will have to take the 5 now. Oh, take the 8 now. Yeah, I'm not gonna jump here. Yeah. Guiding Voice and Expel though, that's gonna be okay. There's nothing to return here. This thing gives Vigilance, so I can't actually, you know, wait them to cast it. This has Vigilance. I think I have to expel the Dusk Mage here, even though the flyer, it would be nice to... This becomes a 4/4 most likely. This becomes a 3/4. Yeah, I actually am in trouble here. I am in trouble here. They have too much going on. I can't have my good... I can't have like a Expel and Beaming Defiance, which would help a lot. I guess I can grow my... But no, I'm gonna take the Science. It is giving me some life too. So... I'm gonna have to expel it. I'm gonna have to leave the Mila to block here. Because this will be a 3/4. I could die here. This is gonna deal me 4. This is gonna deal me 1. Because I have to double block the Lumimancer here. Well, not double block if there's only... But they have 4 mana. Land drop. Spell. Village Rites. Okay, so I will double block this thing now. Don't have another 1 mana black spell. That would be bad. So I basically have to play this to get... I mean, I drew the land now that I didn't exactly need it. Definitely I'm gonna just attack here first, because if they block, that's great. Yeah, they didn't. They almost wanted to. But now what I have to do here is get this to, you know, not die. And then I play the Pledge Mage. To maybe gain more life. But if of course if they can give +2 here damage somehow. Maybe go to game 3. And they have a blocker, but I have a trampler here. Whatever they block will be trampling here. And I can gain myself 6 life here. Rip Apart. Oh, is this gonna be a win here after all? Let's see, 6 mana. So I can't do Defiance and Rip Apart and the study, but I guess... Now let's be careful. I can make it this an 8 power lifelinker. That's pretty good. So Rip Apart. I could make just... I mean 6 is going to be enough. But if this dies, they get the counter somewhere. That is annoying, but I guess something I can't help too much. Yeah, I'm gonna get so much life here that this should be fine. Yeah. Lifelink here, and I have to give the... Yeah, that's actually very good. That's very good. They didn't give the counter to the flyer. I'm gonna get 6 life here now. And next turn I still have the Beaming Defiance to Okay, they choose to. Well, that is of course a reasonable thing to do. More lifelink. It doesn't apply twice, but oh well. And then there's gonna be a expanded anatomy probably. So can they deal now? They actually could deal 8 easily because they only need 2 triggers for this thing. I Okay, that's not a trigger for that thing. So I can... Oh, okay, this will fly, so they can't attack with the low rate. They can't attack with the low rate. Yeah, the Lumimancer is less good when you can't trigger it all the time. This should be now easy. I'm gonna gain so much life, and this is not gonna even die. It's gonna get the counters, and then I'm gonna have a Beaming Defiance. So, counters please. Flying first. And then I'm gonna attack with it. They have to block, and Beaming Defiance gives it lifelink and kills the low rate, and Pledgemate survives. I really like this card. And I'm back at 15. That must be very frustrating for the opponent. And I have the flying enabler here. So they have one card. They can draw one from this thing. But okay, that can make any of those things fly, but only one of them. They can still make the Dissector. Okay, they can trade here, but I have a Uwilda here. The Mila is a lot worse when the opponent has actually no cards that target my stuff. Funnily. Okay, that makes no sense. Why would they do that? They're gonna trade the Dissector here anyway. That makes no sense. I can make the Silver Claw. They don't have mana anymore to make it fly, but opponent. Yeah, they just lost the game by doing that. Okay, fine hand. No 2-drop, but I have a 3 and 4 drops and all the mana for them. Oh, and there is a 2-drop, which, you know, doesn't do a whole lot, but, you know, gains me life or burns them for some amount of turns. Another 3-drop. I'm not worried about getting milled at all. It would have to be such a long game for that to be relevant. Right, so they're gonna attack with that thing. So I'm gonna make myself have a lifelinker because I have the. Although I could play the mentor, but then again this thing just can have a mage card. I think I want to have the lifelink option here, which I mean it doesn't necessarily get lifelink because I might just play a 4-drop on the next turn instead of the guiding voice. But it's an option I have available. I'm assuming they take attack with both here. Okay, so sciences, which I don't need. Introduction. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna double spell this turn because I was thinking about it. If I had, let's say, either the Inkling summoning or the red-white 3/2 thing, I could guiding voice to make this a 4/2 flyer and lifelinker here. Would be quite valuable. But now I have to make it flying to not, you know, allow this thing to block. But without lifelink, it's not very good either. So it's a bit tough call here. It is a tough call here now. I mean, I can go all in if I really want to. I can give it counters Is it time? They have 2 cards. Is it time to do that? I mean, they have a very, very aggressive start here. I might need to get lucky here and them not have any answer. But any heated debate in there, and I'm just dead. But I feel like I'm gonna do it. I mean, I don't like it, but I feel like it has to happen. At least I will gain 6 life now, and they take 6 or jump block. But it's not gonna be worth it if they can really get rid of it. Okay, there's a creature to exile at some point, but now all depends on whether they are going to. Because this of course blocks that stuff too. I can't block these magecraft things. Of course any pump spell. Yeah, maybe I'll block the Blood Age General here. They won't attack with that. I could trade with the Eager first year. Plus a spell they have. I don't have any other triggers for this thing, so it's just a 6-4. Now a 6-4 is good, but I have the late game here in pretty decent shape. So maybe... I can take it, of course I can take it and then attack, but they can easily... And they could have like an expel, that would be bad. So I will just, you know, trade with this thing and a card. I don't think they can save it. They can have a make. Okay, they can actually. That was good for them. So this just a trade here and they get the value back there. But that was of course one other card I just needed to deal with at some point anyway. And I will have the late game in order with the excavation. Now this thing only works during their turn, so I'm gonna use this if I'm wanting to use. I'm going to use it only on my own turn. But I think this turn I have 5 mana. Well, it enters tapped, that's a problem. So maybe I should just play the Dueling Coach here. It can block the general here. They have the combination of Spirit into Familiar here. It was really awkward that they had this particular card. I thought it was a pump spell, or it could have been the learn spell too, but I think I have to. I mean, the amount of damage I'm taking here is it's amazing. Yeah, I have to just block here, and this is understepped, so they had way too fast here stuff here. This is a spirit, so they have the spirit synergies here. This pumps every one of those. Oh, it's so awkward. You know what? I'm gonna actually exile this. I will take a ton of damage, but I will have the blocker on the next turn. I just feel like I need to. Oh, there was a lightning helix. That would have been. Oh, that would have been insane. Life gain and kills. Okay. Okay. They have it all. Bye bye. Let's go to game number 2. They had the perfect synergy deck for Lorehold. Oh man. How do I beat them? I don't think I do. That's just too much. Too fast. Too good. Well, I need to. I think I need the beaming defiance, maybe again the star pupil. Not the greatest. Okay. Well, I have the combo with this. I can play the Orator and then a Flyer. But I do need to win 2 games back to back against a deck that seemed very streamlined and synergistic. So it's not going to be easy here. They are thinking about their mulligan though, so I mean, You can always win if opponent has some trouble developing, but they kept 7 here, so... And they have 1 drop. Okay. There's the familiar. But I can start attacking with the 2-power flyer here. And I can helix this thing away if it somehow... Yeah, I don't know. I would rather save this for like a pledge mage. They come guns blazing as well. The spirit is a bit awkward here for the reason that if I draw a plains on the next turn, I can't double spell. Whereas if I play now a Historian or the Apprentice, well, I guess it would be the Historian, I could double spell. If I draw a plains. Of course, if I draw a mountain, none of that matters. Maybe I'll just have to gamble a bit. I mean, I would have to draw specifically a plains on the next turn to make it like a bit awkward situation. So I have only like how many plains? I think I had 9 plains in this deck. And the college. That's gonna eat a lightning helix. It has double strike, yeah. Alright. Nice combination here. Look at what I drew. Exactly that thing. That makes this an inefficient turn. Whatever. Hopefully they don't have another double strike. I had an option to just kill the orator, but I don't want them to start, growing this guy's power somehow. But man, that was the plains was the worst draw. But it wasn't the worst draw, but it wasn't nice either. Okay, so their deck is just insane. I mean, there's nothing I can do about it. They have, I mean, all of these are vigilant too. Expel doesn't do much here. I got the coach, so there is that. That is actually a fantastic draw, because now I can make this a 3-3, and it still flies and can continue clocking the opponent. But I'm in trouble here. I wonder if this was a mountain, I would have the Historian here now instead. Or if, instead of not having it. And look at what they have. They match every play I make. Okay. And this combat professor, if it's made, I mean, if they make someone else get the vigilance, that's fine. Or they are gonna, no, they're gonna, yeah, expel does nothing. That's why the tapped creatures are. The destroy target tapped creature is so miserable sometimes. Of course, this is a pretty specific situation when the opponent has like a vigilance here and there. But there's nothing I can do. They completely just overpower me now, so game is over. Match is over. They really matched every play I made. I thought I had a good curve, but that wasn't even close as good as theirs. Okay, that's fine. 1 drop, 3 drop. And if these things each removal, not a big deal. I just, it's a 1 mana creature. Lash of Malice. Rather kill this thing than the Pledge Mage. No point playing the Apprentice now. If they have a Lash of Malice, they will respond with the Lash. At least this way I can maybe deal 1 damage to them. But yeah, dropping a 2-drop here was fantastic, obviously. 1, 2, 3 curve here. Yeah, they chose to kill the 2-2 instead. And now they have a blocker for this. Oh, blue and black, that's interesting. I have a free attack here. So I will just attack here now. And they took it thanks to me having stops in there, and I will play this because I don't expect this to get a trigger next turn. I would have to draw something specific. 3-3 is better than a 3-1. Are they really blue-black here? That would be interesting. No gold cards. Well, that's a card I need to kill with the Pigment Storm ASAP. That is an insanely good card. I guess I have a nice rare here too, but well, it can return the pledge, the apprentice, I mean. But they're gonna get those free free tokens. I really want to draw a land, and not the untapped, not the tapped one, but the college, please. Not the college, anything, a basic land. Well, the Sage hasn't done anything, not even blocked once. But the Witch is so good that I'm actually in not a super good shape here. But, okay, that's... Alright, so now if I draw land, I'm actually... Yeah, this is gonna be great. Yes, I will pay 3 life, I'm happy to do that. And now they must jump block the Warsinger or I get my things back. So, I mean, this is a lot of value. I mean, if I'm losing here still. I shouldn't be, but who knows, who knows. At least I have the Pledge Mage that can fly. This can of course block with value. Well, that can block too, so I need the flyer now. Well, how about that? Now they actually need an answer for the Stone Rise Spirit here. Yeah, there's no attack here. I mean, I could attack with the Pupil, but I don't think it makes any sense right now. Spirit has to go. If they can't deal with it, they are in trouble. I do have only, you know, the Pigment Storm as the thing to exile. Okay, they have... Well... That... I mean, they're gonna have like a burying books here. That's almost obvious. I'm in no rush here. If they don't play anything, I'm gonna just attack with the Spirit now. See what happens. Okay, that is something that works too. So was that the only thing they had? Another Trudge, okay, that's interesting. Oh, they had no else thing, so now I only need to give this thing flying. Get to even scry here, which is nice. They have 3 blockers, so yep, I don't have good attacks here. I will get my Pledge Mage in fact back. And I get to scry again, which is another mountain that goes to bottom of the deck. And I have a Spirit. So if I get to trigger Magecraft, I can just ping the opponent. Alright, so this thing actually doesn't do much now. Well, it can... What it does is that it... If they have targeting stuff... yeah, that's actually tough now. I think I can... Because basically the Apprentice is gonna win the game here. I'm gonna do this now and see what happens. I guess I could have played the Luca too, but... I feel like I want to have this, because I just want to draw a card so that the Apprentice can, you know, do the thing. Ping thing. If they have a burying books, then they have a betting box. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 attackers. I mean, this is lethal if they have nothing. I mean, if I attack with all, but why would I take the risk when I'm so close to winning anyway with the, you know, with the spirit, and you know, I can make things fly, and any magecraft trigger will make me win. They get to loot now, that's true, but whenever they tap out, I can just attack with everyone. But a blue-black deck, interesting one. I guess they have some life gain synergies and then just some quality blue cards. Although Symmetry Sage that requires a lot of magecraft triggers to make it playable. Drudges I can deal with one drudge by using the exiling spell. Yeah, this one. I think Beaming Defiance. They are blue-black. They had mana up a lot. Yeah, I think the counter spell in Beaming Defiance is quite nice. How about the Ferris Protection? I don't think so. Star Pupil goes away again, but this is kinda. It's all permanent to control face out, so it's actually very risky too, because if they do this on my turns, if they do something on my turn, and I want to save my guy, all my permanents face out, which means I have no blocks for their next attack. This is really not a good card. Not a good card. Yeah, I think that's fine. Another reasonable hand, of course, if I would draw a 2-drop to this hand as well, that would be much better, but I have a creature here, removal, opponent mulligans, 2-5. Okay. 2-4. Okay, game is 2-3. Yeah, that was it. Well, that was an anticlimactic end to the event, but the round 2 opponent, that opponent had such a good deck. It's actually great to see some good Lorehold decks. Lorehold is gonna get. I've seen a lot of people saying it's not a great color combination. It's hard to get the synergy with it. I mean, this deck didn't really have the synergy. It was like a good stuff with a nice amount of removal and some strong cards in the Nassari, and well, Mila is not that strong, but it's still very good. I had a nice learn lesson package here, but I didn't really have that much synergy for the graveyard stuff. But the round 2 opponent had a very nice deck there. Okay, so maybe 2-1 was okay here. I got to pick a mythic rare also, and got the 4 packs here for 500 gems. Nice result. And next part of the video will cover my current set completion status for Strixhaven, so that will start now. So here is the current event kind of a breakdown. How have I done in the events? Again, the traditional drafts have been very consistent. This has been like the shape of the graph for a long time now, and the premier drafts I at least have, not gotten more 1-win results, and actually got some 5-win results lately, and overall it starts to look a bit better than it used to be. I'm still below 60% win rate there, but it's fine. Funnily, I haven't got any 6-win results, so I have 4 times I have stopped at 5 wins, and then 4 times I've proceeded to 6 wins, and in each of those times I've gotten also the 7th win. So that's just a funny little anomaly, only results I haven't gotten at all. And this is the sealed events. So I had 5 traditional sealed events, and then the Arena Open, which I was planning to try the day 1 as many times as it takes, but I got to day 2 with 1 try. But the day 2 was a pretty miserable result. The sealed pool wasn't that great, and well, it happens. Anyway, the overall sealed deck results are here, and I did net a few gems in the Arena Open because I got in there with the first try, and at least won that 1 match in day 2, so I got some gem prizes there as well. So here, this number of played events doesn't actually include the two Arena Open, the day 1 and day 2, but it is taken into account in the gems. So I won, I think it was like a couple of thousand gems I netted there, which actually did help me a bit, because this would be even more in the negatives otherwise. But now it's I didn't have that great success in my previous 5 events, so I'm back. And here it was like, it was around minus 6,000 in the previous status report. I did remove some of these numbers here. I only put these kind of like turning points in the graph here visible. But anyway, I'm now back at like minus 7,200 gems to complete the set. But of course, this is what I have gotten with that price. Some of the packs are not from the limited event prices, but most of these are. And then of course all these cards I have picked up. Well, some of them are from the Mastery Pass and stuff like that, but mostly these are cards I have picked in draft or opened in sealed deck events. So for 7,200 gems, I have gotten this much of set completion, and actually, as you can see here, the rares are already completed. And I added this column here, 5th copy gems, which is the estimated number of extra rares that I would be opening, well, and for the other rarities too, when they hit 100%. So if I would open my 210 packs right now, because I have currently 135 rares, I'm expected to get to full completion of rares, and in addition to that, I would open enough rares to net 620 gems from the the 5th copies, which is something I can eventually reduce from this number. So basically, if I take this 620 gems into account, I would be currently down only minus 6,600 gems roughly. Of course, in the end, when I open all the packs, I will take note how many gems I get, and I will get the final number here, whether I get to end up in the negatives, or maybe I can end up in the positives if I have some better success in the events. Anyway, here you can also see that the Strixhaven main set mythic rares have actually surpassed the Mystical Archive mythic rares, which is the reason I picked the Teferi's Protection from this draft. So it seems like I might be able to complete the main set mythics slightly faster than the Mystical Archive mythics, which is kind of understandable because the drop rate for the Mystical Archive mythics is a lot less than for the main set. Even though there are not that many of them, 60 versus the 84, the drop rate still is so much worse that you would expect to get the Mystical Archive mythics completed as the last rarity of it all. So that's why I'm going to pick those, especially those Mystical Archive mythics in drafts quite a bit. So this was after 50 events plus the couple of Arena Open sealed tournaments. So basically 52 if you count them. And next status report will happen after 5 events. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.